Hey guys, it's Farmer Bob here, man. Welcome back to another, or the third episode, let me rather say it like that, of our Map Conversion Series. And in this episode, guys, we're going to have a look at the custom BGA setup like I explained to you in the previous episode. The BGA here is already built in. It's nice. It's looking good. So we're going to export this FS19 BGA, and it's also connected to a few other things. As you can see there in the distance, there are some other buildings that it is sort of linked to, or other things like gates. I think there's a few gates in this building here. But anyway, it doesn't really matter what's connected to it. What we want to do is just grab the BGA. First things first. And this is the original map, guys. We're in the Nevada FS19 map. So I'm on editor 8, as you can see. And we're going to export it at the moment, and it's going to be the same process as in the previous video. So I don't want to waste too much time doing that. I want to get to the fixer upper of it once we've done all the shaders and all the things. So if there's something interesting on the way, I will start recording again. But for the meantime, I'm just going to export it into and I'm going to use the same folder, so that if there is shared files, it will replace them. So it makes the export smaller. So I'm going to use the same folder that I used last time. It's the building folder in my map directory. So it will be under what was this now? Oh, that's just my episodes. It will be under buildings. So it will be maps, placeables, buildings. So I use this folder, and if there's any shared folders here, it will just overwrite it, you know. So it just saves space on your import on that side, on the new map. Great, guys. So if this is your first time on my channel, sit back and relax, grab something nice to drink, and let's just have fun together, you know. Just make it fun. Good stuff. All right, guys, I'll catch you in a bit once I've got this thing exported and sorted. All right, guys, something interesting popped up here in the conversion process. Remember, we had this problem a few times where it says custom file reference 63 not found in R3D's file selection, or file section. So what I figured out what it means is that file ID 63 is missing from the R3D. That's basically what it's telling us. So if we go into the bga.r3d that we exported, you'll see if I run a search for file ID 63, it's looking for emissive map, which is a gloss map with file ID 63, and that is the only reference of file ID 63. It points to this emissive map, you know. So there should be a file ID with a gloss map connected to it here in the file ID. So what we're going to do is grab one here. Now there's two things we can do. We can either delete the reference for that gloss map, and if I go now to the original, let me just show you the original for interest's sake. This is the actual Nevada map, FS19.1, and if I go to this window where buildings window 01 is, you'll see that it doesn't have an emissive map. So that is a problem from the original map that has been now sort of fired up when we exported it. So it didn't have an emissive map, but now with the export, the shader is looking for an emissive map, and there isn't one. So that's why it's giving that problem. Oh my word, let me just stop this thing. It's going to drive me nuts. There you go. Great. So what we're going to do then is, there's two ways to fix it. Like I say, either remove the shader, or we can just add the emissive map to it, or the emissive file that is missing. So if we go now to the export, if we look at this one, it has got every file here is buildings window 01 diffuse, buildings windows 01 specular, buildings windows 01 normal, and then we should have a buildings 01 emissive file. So let's have a look if there is one in the directory where we've exported it. And I've exported the BGA with everything in here. So if we now look for a buildings window, there's Windows Diffuse, there's the emissive file. You see the emissive file. There's the normal and the specular for it. So what we can do now, if you couldn't find it here, search the FS19 game folder for that file. Alright, so the emissive DDS, and copy it into your map, or route the link for it in the R3D to the, but you can't to the FS, you have to copy it from the FS19, because you can't then you just drop it in the folder, because otherwise your map will not be complete. You can't have files routing to the FS19 game, because maybe people don't have FS19, yeah, since this is a FS22 map. Right, so totally makes sense. So all we need to do is grab the name of this file key, Control C. Oh, I've done it wrong now. So what we need to do is go back to the building shader, no, the BGA, and we want to create now a file reference 63. So I'm just going to duplicate that like so, and then file ID 63 should now be the emissive map. And that's all it is. Okay, file ID 63. I just want to make that look nice, and then all we do is grab that file name, grab the whole thing, Control C. I don't know if I don't think it's going in with the DDS, it must be PNG. So all we do this is do that, Control V, take out the DDS like so, and all should be well. Let's save it up. Let me just see if I still got it open. Just want to close it without saving, so otherwise it will overwrite my changes here, and then save the R3D. And now let's just see what happens now when we open it now. Is the error still there? Still looking for that thing? Or what is going on now? Right, problem solved, guys. Isn't that awesome? Right, so that all sorted. Here's the BGA. If I come in a bit closer, it's looking very nice now. And all the shaders is in place. No more errors, just the way we like it. Save it up, and now we can import it finally. Alright. Alright, great stuff. So into the map. So that's our notepad. BGA needs to be reloaded, because it's going to reorganize our BGA R3D. So this building shader I'm done with. That I'll keep open. The two R3Ds of the maps is fine. So back to our original, or not our original, but our new map, the FS22 one. Gonna go file, import the BGA this time, and kabloop. And now we just get to get the height data right, like so. Oh yeah, it's coming close to make it look nice. Where is that little gizmo of ours? Want to sort of come here so I can see the height properly. I think that looks alright. Let's see if all the things is sticking out, no flickerings on the ground stuff, and there were some gates here, or fences or whatever. I honestly don't know if these fences are duplicates, you know, so maybe they are. I don't know why they are even in here, you know. So if I take that out, no, they're not duplicates. Control Z. Okay, and there you go, guys. That is now our BGA done. Drop that into the map as usual, so it will all become one thing later on. And I think that looks quite spiffy. Very nice, very nice. Good. Right, so the next thing, guys, the next thing to do now is we need to now make a custom BGA. So what we're going to need on a BGA is a few triggers. The two bunkers, we do that separate. We're not going to do that part of the BGA. So what we need is this tip station thingamabobby here, with its little LED display that comes there. And also that what do you call it, that fluid, or I can't remember the name of the fluid that you get from the BGA. It's that run-off stuff. So that is the two things that we need for the BGA. And this has got the bail trigger and everything in it. All right. So first things first, let us have a look now at the 3 in-game maps. Which one will do our thinking for us? I'll leave these shader folders open. For myself, I've just made one to the FS19 and then one to the in-game or the FS22 shader, so that I can easily just copy paste, you know. So yeah, let's just make a new one, and then we go FS22 data maps. What I want to do is get to the placeables, map US placeables. Where's the placeables? And we're going to now find the first BGA. It's got a Planet ET. It's got the 1 megawatt BGA. So let's have a look at that. So it's Planet ET BGA 1 megawatt. Okay, so this is not going to be a trigger. It's going to be the whole thing. So we might need to strip that down. So so the map US has got that one. So let us just check what the French one has. This is the 1 megawatt, and this one is the French one. Placeables, BGA. Oh, also the 1 megawatt. So it doesn't matter. And I know the Alpine map has got that tiny little thing with the 2 little compost containers. Oh, it's a crazy little thing. So let's not bother with that one. So let's go straight into placeables, plan ET, and then the 1 megawatt. So we can now, yeah, yes, even the bunker silo for us. So we can have a look at this. I think it's actually easier just to go to the lizard, to the bunker silos, and grab one there. Good. All right, so I'm just going to have a sip of tea. Okay. So I'm not too sure even how big a 1 megawatt is, you know. BGA borders, French, BGA 1 megawatt mixers. I'm not too sure how big that is, but let's just open this R3D file. Have a little bit of a idea. Okay, so this is not the it's not the BGA borders. What's the borders? I'm not too sure. Borders FR. This is now one of those things again. Half of the things. Okay, no, this doesn't make sense at all. So let's go to the 500 megawatt. I'm not too sure. Or 500 kilowatt. This looks better. I think we're going to come right here. So we grab that XML as well as the R3D. And what we want is this little, there we go. We want this thing with the triggers. It's actually a very nice BGA, this. You can now obviously go into your map, delete this whole thing from here and just place that in there, you know, which will probably work. I'm not too sure. Let's just go import here just for fun. FS22 data, placeables, plan ET, 500 kilowatt. Let's just have a quick browse how big that thing is compared to this. Control B to just drop it down here. This is actually very nice compared to that. So the easiest way to save time, guys, will be to just drop this in here, get rid of this structure buildings here. So you can just go to click on that, and that is nicely. I just want to see if there's nothing else that I'm going to delete. If I delete that, just move that out of the way like so. What are we leaving behind? Some barrels and stuff, not too many things. A light, this light, just click on it. Here we go. Sometimes difficult to move these things. Control B. I'm just going to put it here for now. This spot BGA. It's a cage net. Let's move these things out of the way. It's always best to make sure you get the transform, guys, because don't move the visuals, because sometimes when you select something, it doesn't select the transform. It's like when I've clicked on this thing, it went to the net, you know, not to the whole thingamabob, you know. So very important to make sure you select the right thing. Control B. All right. Okay, so and now just collapse all and take this one and move it into place. Oh man, this thing fits in here like as if it was meant to be here. I love this. And it's a bit more new tech, you know, so very nice. Yeah. The other way was now to take this one, strip down, take away all the visuals like this visuals. You'll delete this whole visuals thing, and then you will be left with a lot of stuff like the triggers and collisions and markers and whatever. So you get rid of everything that's not needed on there, and then you will balance the XML with the trigger and move the triggers around to fit and all that stuff, you know. So yeah, I think at the end of the day it's going to be much easier just to drop that in here. So I'm going to select this BGA structure and I'm going to delete that like so, and then take this one, drop it in there. Oh, but here we can't now. What we need now is a placeholders folder. I haven't started with that yet. So at gameplay we have water planes. Oh, we've got 2 water planes now. Right, so I'm going to have to get rid of this one. There is some waterfall triggers, but I mean it's so easy these days to get some waterfall triggers. So I'm just going to leave, take that waterfall triggers, drop it in there like so, and then just get rid of this water planes because we can't have 2 water planes. Alright, gameplay. Alright, so maybe I can't move this thing. If the gameplay is 0, I can. Yes, gameplay is 0, so I want to grab this into the gameplay. Just drop it where it should be. It should be. Where is it gone to now? It didn't move. Click, drag, go to gameplay please. There you go. Yeah, they're still correct. Okay, nice. So the BGA, guys, this one here. So in here we're going to create now a transform and just call it placeholders like so. Now once again I forgot to select here. My word, you can see it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm tired. Oh my gosh. Drop that into gameplay like so, and once again it doesn't want to go. Drop it into gameplay. There it is, and then take our planet ET, drop it in there. And it seems like it's the night of do it twice, you know. Alright, so we've got BGA, which shouldn't be in placeholders. Why did it take the BGA there? BGA is not a movable thing, that should stay there. We only want this one here, which should be loaded via XML. Good, so that is a good thing, guys. So now it is as simple as just going into our map directory, which is here, maps backups. We don't want that one. We want this one here, which is our mods Nevada. So we go in here. We want to open the mod disk as well as what I say, maps, and then find our placeables.xml. There it is. All right, placeables.xml. In in all my maps, I always give you at least a lot of placeables to work with. All right, so you don't have to go and find a line for it. But in this case, we know we are using, but this is the placeables for the Alpine map. Remember we took the Alpine map to make this blank map, so that will be the Alpine map. Great, so easy peasy. We're going to grab this 500 kilowatt BGA. If you want to custom the BGA, like the inputs and outputs, you need to copy this to your map directory and then reroute everything in your map directory. But in here, in our map, we're going to now create a folder called XML, because we are definitely going to be needing that in the future. Okay, the placeables is open, so we want to add a line for that. So we're going to have to open the placeables for the US map. There it is, and we grab that line, Control C, and drop it in our placeables.xml. This is our maps placeables, so first things first, drop it in there. So it's going to call this XML, which is not the correct one. We added the 500 kilowatt BGA. Come on, 500 kilowatt BGA in here. So this is the correct. So it's plan ET BGA 500 kilowatt. So we go back here to the XML BGA 1 megawatt. So that's 500 kilowatt. And the next thing is slowly copy that down there, double click there, paste. Alright, and then it's position rotation, that is it. Why is there such a gap here? It's strange. Let's just have a look here. That's my map, this is the in-game map. So it's just position and rotation that we need to add still there. Right, so in-game, oh, this one we are done. We didn't make any changes. So this is the in-game thing, so we don't want to save anything. Sorry. So we click on the placeholders folder, open that up, get the translations, Control C, the X, Y, and Z positioning data, back to the XML, drop that in here, just like this, Control and V, and then rotation 0, 90, 0. In our case, we can make it near 90, 0, because that is very close. We want it nice and aligned. So 0, 90, 0, that's perfectly fine. Back to the XML, that is fine. Alright, so that's how easy the BGA is done, but we're not done yet. We need to now take this mod desk of ours, and we need to add a store data item here, because we don't have a store data. Once again, we go into one of the in-game maps, placeables, data, maps. Let's just grab the US and go into the store data.xml. Where is it? Store items, not store data. In here, yeah. So we want store items. Grab one line, Control C, come to our mod desk, which is here. Find our last section, not the mod desk. This is the mod desk file, the start and end of it. So we want to go just one above the end of that if you don't have other things in there. And just paste that in there, store items. So we copy this, Control C, and put it underneath, Control V, like so. And then just put a / there to end it. Alright, so it's the same here. So that's the start of the store items, the end of the store items. And this, believe it or not, well, it's going to become our BGA. So we grab this whole line like that, Control C, and once again, if you have to modify it, you have to put the XML in your map, not in the in-game. Alright, the dollar must be in the mod desk, and in the placeables you don't need the dollar. Okay, so just a tip there, guys. Always remember it that way. Good, so there you go. BGA is all done. I didn't think it's going to be that quick, but it is. So we've got the store data for it, and we've got the placeable for it with positioning, and it is all aligned in our map, looking all beautiful. It should be a working BGA in map. When we test, we will test all the functions and features and things. That's why map testing takes a bit of time. And it's part of map making, guys, part of converting. So you have to test everything once again, you know. Great, so that then is our BGA done. BGA all done. Background we've done. I think the background on this was, yeah, the mountains, that's right. I think the trees, let's have a look at the trees, see what is the trees on this. Yeah, the trees on this, for interest's sake, did not export in the conversion. I don't know why. Normally the FS19 trees don't really have problems, but let's just select all of them and go and file, export selection with files, and then we go into our map, obviously. So it's back to mods, Nevada maps, placeables, new folder, trees. It's nice to sort these things like this, you know, then it's all sticks together. Trees is the R3D, save it up, and no node to both of them. Great. You can now obviously replace all these trees with FS22 ones, which will save you a heck load of data. I'll show you now. Maybe it's not that much, I don't know. It could be, it couldn't be, I don't know. Have a look and see. So here's our trees folder. So what size is our export? It's 38 meg. It's fairly big, but not really big if you compare what you've exported. You know, it is a lot of trees that we've exported. Great. Placeable trees and plants. There's all forests and maples and whatever, shrubs. And there's some wind shaders. Oh my golly gosh, I can see problems coming. Alright, the same drill as before, but a little bit different because we're working with the trees. And the trees has got billboard shaders, it's got bronze shaders and wind shader and trunk shader. So there is quite a bit of shaders in these trees. They're a shady bunch. Good stuff. Okay, so we're going to go open this directly just in 904. See what surprises is lurking. So same drill as before, and then we just have all the errors of the shaders. Conduit is the billboard trunk shader, trees and plants, tree billboard shader. So once again, it's just all the shaders. I don't see any other problems. So here you can see the last one is old shapes file found. To get rid of that, just save your i3D and close it up. So it will be basically just a matter of opening this up, Notepad++, and just once again just reroute all the shaders. Spruce branch. So let's go from the top. Control F, find the shader for us. Shaders, find the first one, is that one there. Now tree billboard shader. We can go into that. So, and I'm gonna say that it's going to be under the dollar, and this is where it's now nice to have those folders open. So this one is the FS19 support. So let's see, tree billboard shader. What is it called? It is tree billboard shader, yeah. Sometimes they have tree marker shader. Alright, so it looks like we don't have, what is this thing doing now? Stop it! Oh, word. Oh gosh. Okay, so let's just look at the normal shaders. So tree billboard shaders should be in here. Yeah, tree trunk, tree branch, and tree billboard. Alright, so it's under the data shaders folder. Alright, so it is just data shaders, so that's fine. So now we can copy this because we know all three of those are there. Data shaders, Control C, and we can just drop them in there, like so, and that one there, like so. Oops, we can't have two forward slashes, that will cause havoc. Shader, find next, another one. Okay, so I'm just going to go in here, tree billboard shader, Control V, tree branch shader. Now the question is if this FS22 shaders is going to work for the trees. It will be strange because I've done many maps and I can't remember that I've had problems with trees before in that, you know, so it should be alright. So there is the other three. Let's find the next one. Once again the same draw. Oops, Control Z, just undo. Somewhere something went wrong. Control V, I think I overwritten the little inverted commas. And another one, my word. There's a shader in this thing for every tree. Control V. Oh my gosh. How many shaders are there? Wow, crazy. Wind shader. Alright, the wind shader. Let's have a look in FS19 support. I think there might be a wind shader. Yes, there is. So we will just route that into Control V, data shaders. No, we can't have it there. We need to have it here. It's FS19 support. It's like that. Shaders, wind shader. Alright. Oh my word, can you believe it? And there's another tree billboard shader here. And another one there. And another one there. And that was the last of the shaders. My golly gosh. Alright, so every tree here had its own shader, which is the same shader all in all. Alright. So hopefully textures, hedge, there's no other things that I can see here offhand which might cause problems. So let's just have a look now if we can open our trees now. Interesting. Alright, like I said, I couldn't remember that there was ever a problem with trees, and here you can see it. Now I'd just like to save it like that. One save, a close, and to reopen and just have a look to see if there is anything here popping up. Alright, no, it doesn't look like it. So we can now have a look, and whoop, it is all looking beautiful. Alright, so close it up. We don't have to save it again. We can get rid of all these shaders. Alright, and I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to search here for shader, because there is absolutely no, and there's two folders for shaders here. Okay, search results in trees. My word, go up. What is this thing doing now? Let me just get back here. So it's placeables, trees and plants. The wind shader we can delete. Open folder location. You see, that shaders we can delete. Just go back here to placeables, trees. Oh my word, this thing is driving me crazy, guys. Sorry, man. I'm like clicking around like a search results in trees. Now I don't want to be crazy, but where is this now? This is search results. Man, this is crazy stuff. So please open this folder location for me so I can delete the shaders. Yes, you see, so it's program files. It's a long line of directories to get to that shaders. I can delete that. Trees. Oh, it's a long directory tree. I don't like long directory trees like that. But anyway, you can shorten it. It takes a lot of time to do it, guys. So if you now open this i3D once again, you can take all these directories and shorten them. Put all your LODs and that ever, and then reroute the i3D, and then reroute your directory structure here, you know. So yeah, it is definitely possible, but not advisable. So you'll spend many hours finding that. Okay, so it looks like all the shaders are gone, and we can now finally just maps, placeables, trees. Just open the i3D and see if we don't have any other errors. I don't think there will be, because everything should be fine. Save it for one last best of the whole thing. Alright, so there you go. So trees i3D is done into our map. Here we go. File, import. Make sure it's the mods one, trees, and now we can import that into our map. Nice. Drop that in there under the, and it still doesn't want to do that. You can ask it, you can leave it there, and then it does it. Alright, so the second time, it does it every second time, guys. Right, so now it is that thing again where we need to get our trees at the correct height. Now I'm going to have to go here to the forest probably. Sorry. I think somewhere I need to look back at our little, where is the little ring for it? So let's see. Oh, there it is. So I think if I can get to the root of one of these trees, yes, I might be able to see it. You see, it's very difficult with this one. It's in the grass, so I need to find one that's not in the grass. Oh, here we go. This one is going to be perfect. So what we want to do is have it just like that, and so I can still see this, but I can obviously lift this. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Control Z. We want to grab the green. Okay, so you see now it's above ground, so that's 47. Let's go 46. So 46.5 is just like that. So 0.4. I think 46.4 looks good to me. Let us just verify that on all the other trees. Definitely looks good. Oh, but this is in the air. Why is there trees in the air here? That is not good, guys. Why is there trees in the air and some trees not in the air? So it seems to me like there are some trees that are on a different height scale. So what we're going to have to do now is have a look at forest 1. Now you see, so our main transform has now been set to something, I'm not too sure what. So now we'll have to look at forest 1, and they all look to me like they might be too deep. Once again, let's just find one of them trunks. So I'm gonna have to do this manually. Oh my word. Find the little gizmo. So forest 1, I'll leave them like that. That should be alright. Let's just check if all, oh, there's a lot in the air. How can this be? This is not possible, man. There's some trees in the air here, and others. These spruces are all in the same transform. On forest 1. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening here, guys, but anyway, I just exported them directly, so I'm gonna put them just to be just above ground. Let's have a think. Okay, 5.5, 0.6, 7, 8, 9, 9. I think that is the max that we can go on those trees on forest 1. That looks all right. I'll have to figure out what happened here, guys, because a lot of these trees are now different heights. I don't know why. It is almost as if my map height is different. So if you have a problem with map height, just verify your terrain at your terrain here. Height scale is 350. I think this is my problem, guys. The height scale is 350. My word, I hope this is not going to influence the rest. I should have checked this first before we even started, you know. Always check your terrain height scale. Terrain height scale is 255 units per pixel 2. So in here we have terrain height, terrain 350, so it should be 255. Now what you need to do now is, you won't see the changes now. You have to save your map, close it up once it's saved, reopen it, and then you'll see your terrain changes. So we're going to go back to maps here, open the R3D. Nice, good. I think that is my problem, because I just can't understand why, and I've now unfortunately saved it like that, but I can delete the trees and re-import. It's probably what's going to be the thing to do. You see, now it makes more sense. You see, immediately everything looks much better. And now all my buildings are in the air. Everything that I've placed so far. Oh my word. Okay, that should be an easy fix. The trees in gameplay, where did I put the trees? Here we go. Those trees I can just delete. The BGA, I wonder if I zero. It can't be that it's 0. Yeah, that is almost impossible. Yeah, and it won't be 0. Control Z. So where's the BGA gone to now? So that will just cost me to realign all this stuff. Oh my word, that's a rookie mistake, guys. Forgot about the terrain, especially when you do a new map. Always just check that out, you know. Why is the trees still here? I thought I deleted the trees. And these trees are the new ones, if we want to convert some trees. And the water planes, everything. Alright, I'm going to take some time, just fix it up, and then see you back in a bit. But I think this should be enough for one video. The third video. Of course, the BGA is done, and we've moved on to the trees. And as you can see, we've got a tiny problem with the trees. But I'll just re-import the trees, transform, and put it back into the right spot. You know, that's basically it. Guys, I totally forgot to show you that the farm, the sawmill actually works. If we go now there, it's just, I forgot about what do you call it, the spawn point. If you select it and you spawn, it's something that you must always verify is where the spawn point puts you, you know. So when you go visit, when you click on the map and you click on the thing and you say visit, that it doesn't drop you in buildings. As in this case, it drops you inside of that building and you can't get out. But anyways, so I need to fix that as well. It is very simple to fix, not a big issue. But just to drop some wood in here, where do you do that? I think it's in here if I'm ready. Stone pine, yes. Let's make it 3-meter poles. Just drop a few there and then come here to this icon, press R, and it should sell. You know, that's how it works. And in this icon, like I say, if you press R on this, where is it now? I've overrun it with this fast thing. You can buy the sawmill, obviously. So everything works, but on my map, I just don't have the ability to use this. That's very weird. I just don't know why, but anyway, couldn't figure that out yet. How to fix that anything spawn point? Unfortunately, if you don't have a custom thing, you have to make it custom, because you need to modify the i3D of it. So in my case, if I now navigate out here to the map, go into the sawmill where placeables is, there it is. So now I need to quickly modify this and find in the sawmill XML, you'll see there is a, what do you call it, it's like a teleport node. We just want to find it. Where is it? Indoor areas, is it in there? Nope, it's definitely not in there. Could it be in the selling station? That's the AI node for AI node production point. Teleport node, there it is. You see this node, where this thing is, at the moment it drops you in the building. So you have to move this thing around out of the building where you want to be teleported to. So I'm going to just drop it in here, in the middle of nowhere, so that I know it's the right spot. And now unfortunately I have to take the whole sawmill again, go file, export with files, go into my map directory, what's Nevada, maps, placeables, sawmill, and overwrite that thing once again, so that it will write this new data. And obviously for all the questions you go yes. And one last thing to do is back in, when you open this sawmill, then the i3D, you have to 0 once again all things like so. Click sawmill and make sure you 0 everything. Don't leave the rotation be. I forgot the rotation last time. It's very important, because otherwise you saw what happens if you don't do that. And then one last thing is you right click this, open with Notepad+, and delete the asset that it's written in there once again. So that's stuff that you can do, you don't have to, but yeah, it's advisable. I just like to remove the rubbish, you know. They write into your i3D. I don't know why, but anyway, why it's there I can't say, but yeah. Great, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the series as much as I am. And a big thank you once again to my Patreons. If you haven't considered yet, if you enjoy my material, please do consider supporting me via Patreon. We really appreciate you. Bless you guys. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.